his background. He's an only child raised by a single mom in Vancouver, Canada. He grew up with lots of big aspirations. You know how some kids have lots of different things they want to do? Well, he was really focused. He wanted to be an actor, and he wanted to be an Olympic athlete. So again, two very difficult things to be, but he started out young, very focused with what he wanted to do. He is actually an actor, and he is best known for his roles in General Hospital. And I think Lisa's going to show us like a slide here. His physique has always played a large part of who he was, and it played a large part of him gaining his roles as being actor. So I just want to have, he's going to tell us a little bit about what I mean by his physique and how that helped him to be an actor. But just be aware that physical physique was always important to him, and that's something that he wanted to have from the very beginning, and he wanted to maintain throughout life. So being fit is important to this gentleman. He's been with Isagenix for about a year, and you know what? Since I'm getting a lot of background noise, I am going to put everybody on mute here, so hang on a second while I get back to the screen that allows me to do that, because there we go. Okay, now I believe that we are a little bit quieter. The one last thing that I wanted to point out is that not only has he been with Isagenix for about a year, but he has 11 years of successful work and capabilities and experience from network marketing in general. So this gentleman is an amazing resource for talking about how to grow a business, how to be an Isagenix, how to help have the physique and the health that comes with not only his daytime job previous, but in his current life. So he's going to be a great resource for us to learn not only tips and hints about the business, but also tips and hints about how to have a healthy lifestyle. So with no more further ado, please let me introduce Réal Andrews. Réal is a 3-star Golden Circle Crystal Executive with Isagenix. So Réal, go ahead. You want to shout out so we can see you?
Yes. Hello, everybody. How are you? Those of you who know me, we know how we're going to start, right? It's always going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. There you go. I like that some of you got that. That's awesome. I'm really excited and blessed to be here and share with y'all. And like Patty said, if I can just share real quick my story. Would that be all right with y'all? All right. So as Patty said, it was my dream to make the '84 Olympics. I became an actor. Came from a small town, North Vancouver, BC. Me and my wife, we found network marketing 11 years ago. We were millionaires in another company, making a very healthy 6-figure income. And a good friend of mine, Jeff Beebe, posted a picture on Facebook one day. I'm sure you know Bam Bam. And he was looking like Marky Mark with his 6-pack abs. And that was the beginning of our life changing forever. I reached out to him and I asked him what he was doing. He said his wife got him on these shakes. And, I said, let me get on him. And, we got on the products and the results I had were pretty much phenomenal. I mean, I think, you can see there's my 90-day transformation at 53. And as Patty said, something I always wanted, I've always been in shape, but I never had abs. And I was literally obsessed with abs. As you can see, I finally got abs. And if you go to the next picture, please, Lisa, not only did I get amazing results, that's my awesome family. That's my beautiful son right there next to me, Marcus. I call him Champ. And I call everybody champions. And my beautiful wife, Michelle. That's my daughter, Danica. And that's my mini-me right there, Nathan. Well, if you go to the next shot real quick, Lisa. Now, this is the power of the product. So you saw my results. That's my son, Nathan. And Nathan was a victim of being bullied and picked upon because, as you could see on the left there, he was a little heavy and not really fitting in the Andrews mold, if you will. But by the grace of these shakes, In 60 days, Nason released 35 pounds. He looks amazing and got his confidence back, and he is no longer bullied. So that's another person in my family who's been blessed by these products. So you take a look at the next picture, please, Lisa. There's my other son, Marcus. We've been able to put on 15 pounds of lean muscle with these products, and his aspiration to be football. But you know what I love about this picture is they'll become who you are. And there's nothing more satisfying than me than, I mean, it's right there, right? Two of us doing curls together. And that's what it's all about. If you go to the next picture, Lisa, we'll go to the next. Now that's my smoking hot wife. And, you know, she's already smoking hot, but the products made her even more smoking hot. And she's got abs. So, you know, needless to say, we were in with the products. And like I said, we were part of another company, and I did a lot of heavy thinking for 2-3 days. And then I woke up in the morning and I said to my wife, I said, we need to talk. And she said, what's going on? I said, we got a problem. And I said, she said, what? I said, I can't do this other company anymore. And she kind of looked at me, she laughed, and she said, I don't know what kind of midlife crisis you're having, but you got 3 days, have your Lionel Richie party, get over it. And I said, no, I'm serious, honey. I said, you see the results in me. You see the results we're getting. And I said, I truly, you know, can't continue because I would just be selling these other products. And long story short, we made the decision to walk away. And one of the last things I remember, and that drives me every single day, it keeps me up at night, is my daughter, Danica, who you saw, saying, Daddy, why would we leave this company? We're already millionaires. And I said, because people deserve the best. And Isagenix is the best. And I remember looking at her and saying, you need to trust, Daddy. We'll be millionaires again. We'll be on top. And, you know, so that was the beginning, but it fuels me every day because things took off great. We were amazing. You know, we made $3,900 our first month, and just because the amazing bonuses that the company has and stuff like that. And it's almost a year ago today. And so that took us into Christmas. And just keeping it real, things got real. They got tough. They got challenging, you know. And there were a lot of $5 weekends. There were a lot of not being able to put gas in the car. Watching my daughter, who I promised trust Daddy, go around the house and find stuff to rewrap and put under the Christmas tree. So it didn't look so bare. It was tough, but I'll tell you this, what kept us in the game was going to Celebration. And when we went to Celebration through Jim and Kathy and Eric, we saw the heart and the beat of this company, and we saw the culture. And I knew the products worked, and I knew if you had a system, because I've been in the business for a long time, I knew that this could happen. And I remember in March sitting down with my wife, and my wife saying, if we can just make 20 cycles, 2-star, we'll be okay. And at the time we were making about two cycles, you know? And I said, I'm like, yes, we got this baby on the outside because I'm trying to, you know, help her believe. But on the inside, I was like, I don't even know how this is going to happen, but I just believed. I stayed connected. I kept sharing my story. I kept on the products. And by 1 month later, we hit 2-star. I mean, it just happened. And then by April, we made 12,700. In May, we hit 3-star, or was it June? May? I think it was in the June boom, we hit 3-star. But, you know, well, I just share that with you guys. It's just not to impress you, but to impress upon you the power of what you have your hands on, you know. And so that's my story real quick, and that's where we are. And what happened, I want to introduce my beautiful wife. She's back here. Say hi. Come over and say hi. Hi. Because she is my rock. And if you go, Lisa, can you show that one picture of my wife, me holding my wife? I love this picture, but she should really be holding me because I am who I am because of her. And together we're an awesome team. And, you know, at first she supported me and you know, thought I was crazy. But when we came together and started working as a team, which was about in March, that's when things really started happening. So Thank you for allowing me to share my story.
Wow, that is a great story, and it's so heartfelt, and I just really appreciate you sharing with us your experience and what it's been like. It's not always all roses, is it?
No, it's not. It's not. It's not roses, but it's worth it. I'm just here to tell you because, and I like to share. I just like to share that, Patty, because so many people, they just hear the victories, but they don't hear the struggles. You know, that's just the way it is. I was a starving actor for 22 years. And then I was an overnight success. And all they heard was, they didn't hear the times when I was struggling. I didn't have 25 cents for a stand. But, you know, guys, I'm just here to tell you guys this. I've been on the top in the acting world. I've been on the top in other companies. We did basically, it's been a year. But really, when we break it down, me and my wife went over this. In 2 months, we did what took us 8 years to do with another company. You guys have your hands on. I'm just telling you guys, I've been in this business a long time. And yes, there's challenges. And those challenges are what make you who you are. And, you know, I used to have a lot of, I'll show you this real quick. I used to have a lot of different things on my wall. But you can see, I really have 2 things. I have 2 things on my wall, life or death, and talk to 40 people a day. If you just make
Excellent.
that, you know?
Yeah. And, you know, that's one of the things Kathy Coover has always said. She's always said, work like your back is against the wall. Like, you know, it's life or death, as you're saying. So, all right, well, cool. Well, you've shared some interesting things about how you gained success so fast with Isagenix. And I want to drill down a little bit into that and what that was like and how you do it so that people can learn all of these great golden nuggets from you. So I want to start off back at the beginning, because sometimes how things are done really is how you come in and enter and learn from them and then duplicate that system, right? So tell me a little bit about your product experience when you first started with Isagenix. Do you remember what you ordered and what it was like?
Oh, absolutely. I ordered the value pack. You know, I started with the best pack. And like everybody, I put on it by day 5. My world was, I mean, I remember, I'm a fitness professional for 37 years. I've owned 4 of my own gyms. I've always been in shape. And I remember squealing from the bathroom upstairs on day 5 going, oh my gosh, honey, look at my stomach. I have abs. It was like, it was the craziest thing to me. And like every day was a transformation. Now, you know, now I will tell you this because I was walking away from $1 million, you know, business with another company. So I want to make sure things were right. So I did it to the T, you know, and I took the products the way they're supposed to be taken. I ate perfect and all of that. Now I want to fast forward. That was 90 days. You saw my 90-day transformation. But what I want to share with you guys is the power of the products at 190, 180, 180, just keeping it real. You know what? The next 90 days, I stayed on product 100%. But my eating wasn't so good. We went through the holidays. You know, my wife's Italian. But, man, I tell you, the transformation I still had was phenomenal. So, I mean, the products rock. I mean, they're just plain simple rock. And not to knock any other company, but I'm just keeping it real. We have not had one problem with anybody we put on products. We used to have a lot of problems in the other company. We used to have to do a lot of fixing. But these products, just put them in their mouth and eat them, and they're amazing. That's it.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm so glad to hear you haven't had problems with the product because I view that as one of our strengths here at Isagenix is we do have real products that work and we have products that are backed by science. I think that's super important. Okay, so you shared with us how you started. So you went really fast when you started out with Isagenix. So let's go back to, great, you've started on the product, you had a great, wonderful experience, but how do you start a conversation about Isagenix with someone new?
That's a great question. You saw, like I said, I talked to 40 people a day, at least. A lot of people, they get overwhelmed by that. They're like, how do you talk? And I think, and I'll start with answering that question here, Patty, because people, champions, y'all, in my opinion, when I say I talk to 40 people, what you hear is I talk to 40 people about Isagenix. When I say I talk to 40 people, it could be just, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Man, you look great, man. hey, you've been killing it in spin class. You know, I'm making conversations. I'm building relationships, and solutions come on the back end. We get, trust me, I know, I've been there. This is something to be really excited about. Why wouldn't you? I mean, I have to contain myself, but I had a lot of experience learning not to throw up over people. So I build a relationship first and foremost. And in the process, the best way to describe it, Patty, is like this. Somebody called me this once, and I see it like this. They said, how do you do what you do? How do you do what you do? And then one day I came up with this analogy. I'm like a gunslinger. I get up every morning, I put my belt on, and in my gun, I got weight loss, I got energy, I got sports performance, I got healthy aging, I got time freedom, I got debt freedom, I got all those bullets. And as I walk through my day and make friends, make relationships, and ask a lot of questions, I call it being on Amber Alert, right? We got two eyes. You've all heard we got two ears. We also got two eyes. I listen with my ears and I listen with my eyes, and I talk very little with my mouth. You always want to leave a conversation with them knowing nothing about you and you knowing everything about them. If you get into that mindset, and if you get really good, this is the trick, champions, this is the key, taking practice. If you get really good at listening with your eyes, that's where the magic is, because what's coming out of their mouth is not what's in their heart. They're not going to tell you they're struggling. They're not going to tell you that they're depressed. They're not going to tell you that they're frustrated. But if you're listening and you catch their eyes in that moment when they quiver a little bit in their eyes, you'll pick up stuff. And that's when you get to pull out your gun and shoot the bullet of the solution that they need. You know what I'm saying? So if they're like, man, dude, every time I see you, you got so great energy. Boom, here comes the E-shot bullet, right? I said, man, you look great. I've been trying to lose weight, and man, I'm so fresh. Boom, here comes the weight loss bullet. It's like, Réal, I see you hanging out at the pool every day. Do you work? I wish I had your life. Boom, here comes the opportunity bullet, right? And I'll end with this, and then my mentor in my other company, he said this, and it was monumental for me to this day. He was teaching on something else, and he just flippantly said this, and I don't think anybody in the room caught it, but I caught it loud and clear. It stopped me in his tracks. He's the #1 income earner in this other company, makes over $500,000 a month. He's an amazing man. And they said, how do you sponsor so many people? And here's what he said. He said, in my world, I don't sponsor anybody. They sponsor themselves. And I went, ooh, I caught that. And I hope you caught what I just said. Because if you get really good at asking questions and listening, like just the other day, I was just talking, asking. He finally said, hey, so how do I get on that system? He just sponsored himself. I didn't sponsor him.
That is amazing. So guys, did you catch that? How important it is to listen, how important it is to really see when you're listening, see with your eyes, as Réal's saying. Somebody else. Thank you. That's a great tip. Okay, so I would like another tip. Talk to us a little bit about what's the next step. How do you follow up with somebody once you've spoken to them, especially if it is just a, hey, you're looking great today. Well, how do you continue that conversation another time?
Yes. Well, so I call it setting the appointment. Okay, so set an appointment. I love Debbie Beebe, champion. She always say this, be in a hurry, right? Be in a hurry. So it'd be like, if I'm saying, hey, Colleen, listen, I'd love to talk with you more, but I got an appointment. Can I get your email? I'm always going to go for emails. Everybody gives you their email. If I want to be really bold, I'll get the phone number, but I don't need the phone number. Okay, but I like the email because they'll give it to you. Right? So I'll get your email. I'm going to send you some information. If I send you some information, when will you have a chance to look at it? Oh, I could probably look at it tomorrow. Great. So if I send you this information, you're going to look at it Tuesday? She said, yeah. Okay. So if I call you Wednesday or follow up with you on Wednesday, you will have looked at it? Right. So I set an appointment. I get that information, and I've got the best assistant ever. I mean, that was the hugest, biggest release for me is my assistant. And here's the beauty. You all got the same assistant. And it's only $14.95 a month. Isotools. That is the best thing since sliced bread. Are you kidding me? Dude, I mean, dude, if you haven't figured out Isotools yet, man, I put them in the Isotools. Isotools, I can send them a drip campaign, right? Because what's the most important thing we do? Follow up. How many people drop the ball on follow up? Okay, but not with Isotools. And then once you get them on the product, you can put a drip system that follows up with them how to do. So that's what I do is I get them in Isotools. We get them in our Facebook group. I love on them. A couple things that I'll do too is, so my basic process is this. Question is like, I'll give you a couple key phrases I use. What nutrition do you use? I use that a lot. I'll walk down the street and I'll see somebody and I'll say, hey, what kind of nutrition do you use? Boom, I'll start a conversation just like that. And then I'll say, would you, well, I happen to be in the nutrition business. Would you be open to me sending you some information and giving me a chance to earn your business? Nobody's ever said no to that. Give me a chance to earn your business. And, you know, a lot of times what I do, once I get their email, right, is I'm going to get their email. Now I'll say, hey, you know what? I'm going to send you this powerful video right now. What's your number? I'll text it to you, right? So, and I send them the Mary video. That's the cleansing video. Most of you know what that is. I'll send them that. So now they got something right there in their phone because people are emotional. They're going to look at it, and then they're also going to get the drip system. And that's another way I get people's phone numbers when I want to get it. So I always have these business cards, my business cards and my before and after on it. But sometimes it's like Patty said, you got to be in the moment. You got to be listening and know who you're talking to and feel it. It's really important. If it feels right and I feel like it's comfortable, they say, well, do you got a card? I'll say, you know what, man, I don't have any cards, but hey, I'll tell you what, I'll text you my number. See, they think I'm texting them their number, my number. They're giving me their number. So I'll say, what's your number? And I'm going to dial it in my phone. I just got their phone number, right? But if I ask for their phone number, they're not going to give it to me. But I say, let me text you my number. What's your number? Boom. And then when I walk away, I'll text them and say, hey, it was great meeting you. This is Réal, yada, yada, yada. And I'll see how they respond from there. So that's kind of how I do it.
I love it. Filled with golden nuggets. What's your text number? Very, very good. Okay, cool. Hey, I'm going to open the line up because I know some of you are bursting with questions to ask this very, very intelligent man. Let's open the lines and let you ask your questions. All right. I've now unmuted everybody. We can try the noise factor and before I have to mute everybody back again. Please mute yourself unless you want to ask the question.
What video
was the question, what video do I send them?
Yeah.
It's, I call it the Mary video. It's a video about the yoga instructor who said she set out to prove the product's wrong, and she breaks down her product.
I'll type it in.
It's on, my wife's going to type it into the chat for you.
Thank you.
Actually, I have it on speed text as well. I could do that.
And can everybody do me a favor and mute their lines if they're not, if they don't want to talk, they're not mute and ask questions, please, so we can hear.
I already typed it.
Thanks.
Hey, Réal, it's Elliot. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Elliot. How are you?
Congratulations from a fellow actor.
Thank you.
Great. You have an incredible story and very inspiring. Got to tell you that.
Thank you.
Curious, in your conversations with people, that was great what you told us about texting. Can you give me your text number? I'm in the nutrition business. Can you give us a couple other little things that you say? Because it sounds like you talk to a lot of people. Just give us an example. And on the drip campaigns, which ones are your favorites? If you were to pick just a couple favorites in the drip campaigns, that'd be great to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me start with the drip campaigns are already built. Hey, Jeff, the drip campaigns are already built in. I use really one of five. There's the one that's product. So if I'm talking to I'm very big on respecting people where they are, okay? So if I'm going to have a conversation about product, I'm going to send them the product drip. If it's about business, I'm going to send them the business drip. If it's kind of a little bit of both, I'll send them the product business one. And the other drip I use is once I've set them up on a system, you can go ahead and send them a drip system that helps them go through the system, like the 30-day with the 2-day cleanse or the 30-day with the 1 day. That's what I use. Different sayings, like I said, number one is what nutritional products do you use? A big thing, guys, Kathy Coover talked about it, just paying somebody a compliment. That opens more doors than anything. I just pay somebody a compliment. Listen, here's what, if you take one thing away from this, people are starved for interaction. All we do all day is this. Everybody walks around like this on their phone. They're not even paying attention. You go out to dinner, you see a family of 5, one's on the iPad and this. If you just literally, I make more connections just by saying hello. And it literally stops people in their tracks. Most of the time they go, oh, hey, how are you? This is one of my favorite things to say. I'm great. Thanks for asking. And then that opens the door, and you just, those are one of my favorite things. Here's another one I say. Man, you have a great personality. Have you ever thought of taking that personality and turning it into an income? Or you have a great smile. You've got great energy. Here's another one of my favorite things, guys. This is a mind blower. I think my buddy. I start talking to people and I say, I want to know about them. And I say, so what do you, I'm going to school. I'm going to school to be I'm going to school to be a lawyer. I'm going to school to be this or that. And I'll say, oh, that's awesome, man. That's great. Where do you go to school? Make a little bit of small talk. And then I'll come back with this one question, and it stops them in their tracks every single time. I'll say, what's your plan of attack to becoming a lawyer? What do you mean? Well, doesn't it cost a lot of money to have a lawyer's practice? Isn't that like a couple $100,000 or something? Yeah, probably. So what's your plan of attack to get that? And they're like, well, I never thought of that. I said, well, wouldn't it be a good idea to think about it? But it's amazing. And I'll come back and I say, hey, listen, if I was able to show you something that could help you to be able to get to your dreams, would you be open to taking a look? And I think that if you notice, the way I form the questions is in a question form. I'm always asking them questions, allowing them to give me permission to go forward. Does that make sense? Does that help, Elliot?
Yeah, that's great. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Anybody else?
Do you do anything in social media?
Oh, do I do anything in social media? David, that is an amazing question. I would say, probably 85 to 90% of my business is social media. That's the world we live in, and that's how people want to communicate. But now, I love that you asked that question, because I've had a recent epiphany, okay? So it's about getting a little bit of both. Absolutely, social media is huge. We have a system on our team. We post in the morning, we post at night. We got a great, it's definitely, and I'm sure everybody's all got their different systems at work. But here's what I found. This is something that me and Jeff always talked about, and we do it all the time. Jeff would call it, I hope nobody gets offended, we call it ass in chair. Get your ass in the chair and get to work. I'm sure you've all heard that. And I used to go to his house and do it. I'd sit at my house and do it. And here's what I found by default is recently I started going up to this gym where I hang out, and I take my laptop with me, and it kind of started as a joke, just a funny thing. And this is my new office, and I take pictures. Look at the view from my office. And what happened was, a lot of times when you got to find, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when something's not working anymore, you can't just get stuck there. You got to shift. We're always changing and shifting. You always got to be changing. You don't get stuck. Because what happened is, when you get asked, you want to share, okay, There's going to be times when it's rocking and rolling, the Facebook posts are jamming, everything's working, and then we've all been there. You know what I'm talking about? All of a sudden, man, it's not working anymore. It's not working. And then if you're stuck in the chair, I find for me personally, I started to go down these rabbit holes, and then I get frustrated. And then what happened is when I started going out there, I realized just even by traveling from there and back, being there, guess what? I was in front of what? People. Every day, I was finding myself in front of people. I wouldn't be in front of people in my house, even though I'm trying to reach out to them on my Facebook or going through my phone, which is very, very valuable. But at certain times, so here's what I took from this is yes, I do the social media. It's probably 90% of my business, but this is a people-to-people business, right? We get paid to talk to people, period. We get paid to share our story, period. If anybody on my team comes to me and says, Coach, I'm struggling right now, my business, the first question I'm going to ask him is, how many people are you talking to? It's a direct equivalent. So what I realized that instead of me trying to control who I'm talking to all the time through my Facebook, through my phone book, I do that as well. I'm going to go out into the universe and see who, in my world, who God puts in my path every day, so I can be the gunslinger. So I do both. Does that help, David?
Thanks.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Réal. Quick
Yes.
question. I lost connection for a second. Paul from New Jersey. Great call, by the way.
Hey, Paul.
How you doing, man? So listen, when you going back to asking people what nutrition they use, are you talking about people who are clearly in good physical condition? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's a great question. Here's what I know. Here's what I know. If people have a heartbeat, they're taking some kind of nutrition. They're at least taking a multivitamin, right? Wouldn't you agree? They might be taking a Flintstone or something. So when I ask them what do they use for nutrition, that's a blanket question. Okay, what do you use for nutrition? Now, if I'm looking at a beast mode guy, somebody like Jeff or somebody, my question is going to be more intentional. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like, dude, you are jacked, man. I mean, do you use sports performance products? What do you do? And he's going to tell me that. And, let me give you an example. There's a swimmer, and I don't want to sound like a stalker, but I'm a stalker. Okay, I'm very intentional. I watch people, and sometimes it's in the moment. Sometimes I set it up for 2 weeks. Sometimes I set it up for a month. But for example, this one kid, he was a swim coach. He was a thing, and I'm watching him. And every day he comes out, he works out, he's coaching. He puts his little bag over there, and he's pulling out his plant-based protein powder. Okay. So I make sure I show up. I got my scientific fact sheet because I know he's a coach, the clinical research sheet, and then I wait for the right opportunity. And I'm keeping it raw and real with you guys right now. I'm not. How do I say? I've been known to use my kids as decoys. Okay, so if I'm not comfortable, right? Because let's keep it real, guys. Here's what I want to go sideways for so I can tell you guys. You guys once again see the victories. You see, hey, Réal and Michelle enrolled 17 people in 1 week, or Réal and Michelle, enrolled this 31 people in Boom in June and stuff like that. You see that, but what you don't see is the struggles. And what I want you to understand, Réal struggles just like you. Trust me. I have to go through the whole mind games. Talk to him. No, don't talk to him. Talk to him. No, don't talk to him. Talk to him. No, don't. He's going to say no. I do the same thing in my head. But what it comes down to is my daughter saying, Daddy, why would we leave this company when we were already millionaires? And I just look at her and I can see her. I can see my wife saying, I'll trust in you. And I'll say, shut up, Réal. Go talk to that person. But I want you to understand, it's not easy for me. But like Kathy Cooper says, I put my back up against the wall. And sometimes I'll set myself up for success. Like in this particular instance, I happen to have my son with me. I walked over with my son because I know he's not going to be mean when I got my son with me. I got this little kid with me. So I just walked over with my son and I said, hey, listen, I noticed you use plant-based products. I said, I have an amazing plant-based system. I mean, obviously I'm biased. I think mine's the best, but would you be open to letting me have a chance to earn your business? He said, sure. I said, can I get your email and number and I'll send you some information. So every situation is different. It comes to, you know, now here's the big one, because I know this is a tough one for all of us. How do you talk to somebody who's really heavy, right? I mean, I know I struggled with that for a long time. But here's the deal, guys. I'm just going to keep it real with you. If you truly believe you have your hands on the world's best nutrition, which I've been doing this a long time, and if you haven't figured it out, I'm here to tell you it is, okay? And you've got the solution to help people lose weight, and you don't share with somebody when you see them like this, think of it like this. If I was standing here and behind me there was an 18-wheeler semi-truck barreling down on me right now, Helen, I would hope you would start yelling and screaming, push me out of the way and save me from that truck, yes? Guys, when you see somebody 200, 300, 400 pounds, there is a semi barreling down on them. And when you stand there and look at them, acknowledge it, know what you have your hands on, and turn around and walk away, you just let that semi-truck hit them. So as long as you come from a place of being authentic and real, and from your heart, sometimes they might not receive it right then, but dude, that's all you can do. It's not our job to sell Isagenix, okay? Do you know that? It's not our job to sell Isagenix. It's our job to offer solutions. And when people are ready to be there to help them and say, we got you. Like one of you said, one of my favorite things, somebody said, dude, you're kind of cocky, Réal. I said, I'm not cocky. I just know Isagenix got me. They got my back. So I hope that helps.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I, in regards to that, so you still say, do you do nutrition? You know, what nutrition do you do for those who, you know, have that obese problem at that point?
That's a great question, Colleen. No. That's going to be a different conversation for sure. That's going to be something like, I may be out of place, dude, but, you know, I just wanted to share with you, it was on my heart. I have a 100, 200, 300, 400 pound club. That's what I do. I help people to get in shape. And, you know, I don't know if you're looking to get in shape or if you're doing something, but I would love to help you if you are. You know, I'm going to cut something like that, you know, or, you know, if that's an easy one, if you see a bigger person working out, that's easy. Hey, I noticed you're working out and you're trying to get in shape and stuff like that. I have a 100, 200, 300, 400 pound club. That's what I do, man. I've been watching you. Here, listen, here's another example. This girl, I just enrolled her sponsor. She's a rock star on our team. And here's what I said to her. I said, and I'm always listen, if you're watching and listening and being honorable and honest, it can never go wrong. It can never go wrong. And if you're listening and watching, you can always be honest. You can always find something to be real and key in it. So I was watching this girl for about 3 weeks. She takes the same spinning class as me, and she's a beast, but she was really overweight. And finally, one day she came out. She just happened to come by my table, and first and foremost, I complimented her. I said, girl, you are a rock star. I mean, you are a beast, man. I mean, what are you training so hard for? And she goes, well, I'm getting ready for the Spartan race, and I'm getting ready to do this and do that. And I said, man, that is awesome. And then I just looked at her and I said, my name is Réal. I think my mom knew what she was doing when she called me, because it's kind of my phrase now. Can I just keep it real? I said, would it be okay with you if I just be real with you? And she looked at it and she said, sure. And I said, listen, I watch you bust your butt in this gym. Nobody works harder than you, and you should be getting better results. I mean, do you do anything? Do you do anything nutrition? She goes, you know what? I've been trying to find something and got it, boom. I was just being real honest. Yeah.
It's great. I love that being real.
Can I grab you?
I have a question.
Okay.
With the 6 simple systems that Alexis Romano put out, nowhere in there does it talk about using these videos. So I guess.
I'm sorry, honey, say again the question.
So the 6 simple systems that Alexis Romano had put out and is an HB team that we follow,
Okay.
on there it doesn't talk about using the videos.
Okay.
So it's basically get them on a call, right? Talk to them rather than sending out videos. So I'm just curious to know
Okay.
the approach.
Well, that's a great question. And first and foremost, you know, here's what I want to share. It's really important you understand this. There's a lot of amazing leaders in this company. Okay. And what we all have in common is we have our hands on the most amazing products. We have an amazing system to deliver the products to the company, and we have an amazing culture. So whenever you're blessed with something, everybody has some great systems to bring the message to the people. So, and I'm talking kind of facts, so let me back up a little bit. So I don't send, it's just something that our team does, but it's a little icing on the cake because that video is not coming until I have the appointment set. I set the appointment first, okay? So meaning that I have her phone number, her information, and I've set it up that I'm gonna follow up tomorrow, or we're gonna have a call tomorrow. And then at that point, I say, hey, in the meantime, I'm gonna send you this to take a look at it. And that's just something that, you know, our team does. You know, it's just, you can, you know what, I don't always do that. Listen, I'll sponsor somebody on the spot without doing any of it. You know, I mean, Jeff Beebe, dude, that guy's a rock star, dude. That guy, like, I mean, dude, I'm at the Venetian last year with him, and he's like, I'm like, what are you doing, dude? We're having a dude. He's like, he's got his computer out. He's like, just like, you know. So it's just being in the moment and being bold and wearing that hold of armor and knowing that Isagenix got me. So listen, I know your champions, the team that you're on, they're rock stars. So the system that they use, hey, it's all good. It's all good. Now, you know, and then once again, if you take it, what I love about the ISA tools, I mean, I use that video less and less, to be honest with you, now that ISA tools is out, because that's got it all in there. I'll just put them in there. I'll make a presentation, send a presentation specific to them. And listen, if you guys don't know about ISA tools, you need to get, because you know what's cool about ISA tools? Let me tell you another trick if you do. The cool thing about ISA tools is when somebody looks at it, you immediately get notified. You get text. Okay. Now there's power in that, and most people miss it. Here's what most people will do. They're like, "Oh my God, honey, look, somebody's looking at our presentation. That's so cool." Right? I'm like, no, if I get a notification, this is what I'm doing. Pick up my phone. I'm like calling right now and say, "Hey, Sean, how are you doing?" I was just calling to say hi and check up on you. And here's what Sean's going to say. Sean's going to go, "Oh my gosh, that's so weird. I was just looking at the presentation you sent me, and I was about to call it." Now, I'm not going to say, "Yeah, I know. I got a notification because I'm a stalker and I'm watching you." I'm going to go, "Wow, that is weird." You know, and it's very, very powerful. So so I hope that helps. I kind of went sideways a little bit there.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Hey, Réal, I'm trying to grab the, hello?
Okay, go ahead.
Réal,
Yes, sir.
is that me? Yeah. Hey, Adam from Sydney, Australia. How you doing?
Hey, great, Adam. How are you doing?
Man, you are the bomb. I love it. I really connect with your heart, man. I love it. I'm quite gently and softly spoken, so your approach methods are just gold for me. There's a lot of rah-rah around me and some high performance guys, and their way just doesn't suit me. Everyone's got their own personality and approach. I love it, man. Thank you. I'm just devouring your videos, by the way, and sharing them around.
I appreciate
Hey, you've already answered a question. Oh, mate, love on you. You deserve it all. Thank you for being vulnerable and strong. So you've already answered a few of my questions. I got called off today. I was meant to be at work, and the universe has delivered me you. I just decided to take advantage of this on my day off, and hey, you're there. Building teams. So I want to help people that are in a great position to help a great many other people. Personal trainers and business owners, particularly of places that are health or allied health like gyms. Up until now, I've approached them like, who do you know that could benefit from this? They get great results, makes you look really good, that sort of stuff. Is that an approach you take? Have you got another approach, some sort of something else I could take away, another way of talking to them?
Absolutely, Adam. And thanks again, brother. I love how we all speak life into each other. I really value those words, are powerful. So God bless you. Now, and I just want to clarify, make sure I answer your question correctly. So are you asking me how to talk to fitness professionals?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, anybody that is in a great position to help many others, but specifically in the health field, yes. So fitness professionals, gym owners, yeah.
Okay, great question.
And rocking up on them cold with people I don't know.
Okay, so here's, and just keeping it real, because I'm a gym owner. Me and my wife have owned 4 gyms. I've been a fitness professional for 36 years. Here's a couple of things that I can really help you with. Fitness professionals are A-type personalities, and they have major egos. Okay, so they're actually really hard to talk to, especially if you don't happen to be, if you're on your journey to be getting in shape and you're not quite there yet. It's not, I wouldn't recommend that. I would, because it's not going to be received the right way, just because, for lack of better words, and I can say that, and no offense to any trainers on there, but I'm saying it to myself more than anything, trainers are butt heads. until they figure it out, okay? But if you can get one of us to join you, it's a gold mine. So you need to speak their words, okay? And to speak their words, it comes back to being on Amber Alert, listening, and I'm just going to give you, you don't even have to be on Amber Alert. Here's what I'm going to tell you. I will bet my family on it. There is not a trainer in the world who isn't struggling, okay? There might be a handful, but every trainer has a dream of having their own gym and changing the world and all that. They are not making any money. So what's going to trigger them? You're not going to get in there I'll say stuff to like them. I'll say like, if I could show you a way to get great results for your clients and increase your bottom line, would you be open to hearing about it? They didn't hear the great results. They heard bottom line. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they're about to lose their business. If I could show you a way that you could get some more equipment. Now, if you happen to have a gym professional that is on your team or whatever, I would recommend that you use them. Now, here's what I will tell you. Is even, and I've done it, many on my team, either sponsoring. I'm changing my vocabulary from recruiting to sponsoring, because recruiting leaves too much roadkill. Sponsoring means we help them. I sponsored many gyms and many fitness professionals. Here's how I do it. I get in the trenches. Guys, I'm in this for the long run. This is not a get rich scheme. I'm in this to build an amazing legacy for my family and to change millions of lives in the process. So I'm in it for the long run. Okay, I'm in it with all of you for the long run. So I will invest months if I see a certain trainer that I see greatness in them, because for me to change the world, I need to lock arms with warriors, okay? You know what I mean? You can't go win the Super Bowl with the fans.
Yeah.
In the stands. We're going to take the fans with us
Yeah.
because we're going to change the world. But to go win the Super Bowl, I need the first string. So, and you got to get good at recognizing those first strings. That's a skill in itself. Jennifer Trinkner, that's the team I'm on. She's a stud at recognizing champions, okay? And you can notice, how does the girl have her nails done? What kind of watch is the guy using? What kind of shoes do they have? How do they dress? How do they carry themselves? These are things you need to pay attention to when you're looking for rock stars. Trainers. So here's what I'll do a real quick, trainers, how I will join the gym. I will join the gym and I will become one of the clients. Okay, and what I'm going to do, if I don't know a specific trainer, what I'll join a gym, and for the first couple of weeks, what I'll do, because the main time is first thing in the morning, midday, and then after work. You'll see Coach Réal on that treadmill, 3 miles an hour, 3% incline, headphones on, drinking water, and I'm watching. I'm on Amber Alert. I'm paying attention. Who's the trainer that everybody's paying attention to? Who's the one lady in there that's got all the girls hanging around her? Who's the guy that's got, and that's who, I'm just being real with you guys right now. I mean, I'll be intentional, because if you get that lady, you get the whole gym. You get all the ladies. You get that trainer, you get all the rest of the trainers. You see what I'm saying? But you gotta be, people want to just walk in the front door and say, hey, I want you to join and I got products. No, it's not going to happen like that. Very seldomly. I don't even think I've ever done that, to be honest with you. And I'm pretty good. I don't think I've ever cold walked into a gym and enrolled somebody up front like that. So that would be my encouragement to you in the gym world. And the fitness professionals, in terms of medical and stuff like that, you want to, once again, hit their triggers, right? And what I mean is, I do research, guys. I do research on people. So if I'm going, like the other day, my son had surgery, okay? I knew I was going to be in the hospital all day. I know the life of doctors. I know the life of nurses. Most doctors are broke, okay? They're paying off their student bills. Nurses are working 14, 18 hours a day. They don't have time to eat. So I became like a chameleon. I become like a chameleon with the people that I'm trying to bring into my team. I want to know what their world's like so I can speak their trigger words and offer the solution that's going to make sense to them. Because even though we got the best products in the world, if I start talking to this nurse about, girl, I can help you to lose some weight, and no, man, you know what? I know what it's like. You're working 18 hours. I got this girl on my team. She's got 11 babies. She's in South Carolina. She's a nurse working 3 jobs. And, we got her on our team now, and she's already replaced 2 jobs, and she's coming home and she's spending time with her babies. What? Why don't you do that? Well, if you're open, I'd be happy to share that with you. See, that you got to use the words to get their attention. Okay? Does that make sense?
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for everything.
My pleasure, Adam.
Réal?
Yes, sir.
At my gym in Louisiana, I got a lot of people who are doing the whole foods route. They're not as much into supplements for weight loss. The funny thing is they either eat grody down here in Louisiana or it's whole foods. How do you deal with people that are purists?
Well, yeah, you get that. And I mean, I just tell them, you know what, our foods are all natural, right? They are. No GMOs, right? No sucralose, no sweetener, right? And how do I deal with them? It comes from a confident level of knowing what I have my hands on, okay? And here's what I'll tell you this, guys. I'll tell you this, and I'm just keeping it real, okay? I know I'm a fitness professional. I know how great our products are. Do I know all the ingredients? No. Do I care to take all the time to learn all the ingredients? No. Why? because we have an amazing scientific board that takes care of that. And I know they got my back, guys. And I've got all these, what, Patty, tens of thousands, maybe millions of transformations all over the place. So here's how I handle those people. I don't get emotionally attached. And I know what I have my hands on. I'm going to offer a solution. I'm not going to get in an argument with them, because you will never win an argument. I'm just here to tell you, even if you're right, you will never win an argument. As a matter of fact, here's what I believe. Me and my wife have seen it so many times, okay? Here's what I've seen in my 11 years. I've done a lot of booths. I know it so much that I'm not even going to talk to them anymore. If somebody comes up to my booth and picks the box up and starts reading the back, next, I'm not even going to talk to them, because they already showed me their card. If you're a poker player, they're going to try to tell me what they think they know because they heard something on Oprah or the news, and they're going to try to tell me, they're going to try to pick one ingredient out of there and try to tell me that they're an expert. And you're not going to win that argument. And sometimes if I'm funny, you know, it just depends what mood you get me in. You know, I mean, I'll be like, really, dude? Let me ask you something, because I noticed you were walking around with a Big Mac McDonald's bag over there. Did you ask him what the ingredients were when you bought that burger? I mean, seriously, dude, come on. Don't waste my time. You know, I mean, you know, but going back to the natural food people, there's so much research and stuff that if you want to arm yourself, guys, our food is the best, guys. There's no natural food out there that compete with ours, really. This organic, right? Organic what? So what? Our food is better than most organic food. Organic food still got to breathe the air. It still gets herbicides and toxicides in it, you know? So it just know that you have your hands on something special. Say, hey, listen, well, here's what I would say to them. Say, hey, listen, you know what? I respect that. Would you be open to me sending you some information so you could do some research on it yourself? Because they're a research person, all right? You got to let those people figure it out on themselves. They're a C personality usually. And if you don't know what that is, that's a whole nother training that you should all know, DISC. I don't know how much time I have out, but anyways, just, I hope that helped. Did I help, brother?
That's pretty much what I do.
We have a research
this is guys, this is Patty. I'm sorry. It is time to slow down with the questions, and I apologize for having to cut off somebody. One, Réal, thank you. Guys, did you notice one of the things he said at that last sentence was, can I send you something? He's gathering contact information, because remember, while something doesn't work for somebody right now, you never know. If you put them in your tickler file or ISIS Sales Tools Pro, that 6 months or that 12 months after the mark may work. So look at this lovely shot. Again, I want to say thank you, Réal. I so much appreciate you being here. I'm going to give everybody an opportunity to say thank you, but first I want to quickly share, because I know we have a bunch of new people here. I want to make sure that those that are interested know how to access Prime Time. And so you should have on your screen right now, if you're interested in Prime Time and how to get involved, go to nowisprimetime.com.
Wow.
And you can sign up there, and you will have access to the kinds of programming and educational tools that we do, like this meeting here, where Réal was able to give us so many great educational nuggets, and I so appreciate that. So I'm going to stop sharing so that we can say goodbye. I am very much, thank you for staying the whole hour with us. Thank you, Réal. Thank you very much, Michelle, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm unmuting the line so that everybody can say goodbye.
Celebration.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Réal. Bye, everybody.
Celebration.
You gotta go watch you guys again. 1, 2, 3.
Helen. Bye, Debbie.
Bye, thank you. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
That's my daughter.
Thank y'all.
Bye. Thank you. Hi, Harry from Saskatchewan.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Debbie.
Bye, Harry.
Bye, Patty.
Bye, Rosalind. Nice to see you. Bye, Lori, Victoria, Rickard.
Thanks,
Debbie.
Réal.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
I'll see you guys at celebration.
Yeah.
Bye, Betsy.
Bye.
Victoria. Richard. Who's there? Hey, Pat. What's up, Pat? How
What's
are you?
up, man? Thanks. Great call.
Thanks, brother. There's Rosalind. Hey, girl. So fun to see all these people. There's my girl, Stacy. What's up, Stacy? Hey, Debbie. How are you? Bye.
Okay.
What's up, Lori? I'll see you at celebration. Bye.
Yes, you will. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.